TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Any interaction at all with Fritz Von Erich?
Very little. I think he was just a big tough German bastard. I mean, I remember he was hard. I've seen him be hard on a lot of people. I mean, never really. I think maybe he was talking to me about throwing a punch or something like that, on how to throw a punch, and he's saying, "Lay that fucker in there, lay that fucking in there." You know, he said, "This is wrestling, lay it in there." I'm going, "Shit." I said, "I thought this was a work," you know. But he was a big tough bastard, and that's the way he taught his kids. He ruled with an iron fist, which I think hurt a lot of those kids.
Any memories of the kids? Kerry, Kevin?
Kerry was a sweetheart of a guy, you know. He just, I mean, I don't really know a lot of the other ones that when I was down in WCCW. I think who's the older one? I think
David probably already passed. Right?
David had already passed, and who's older than Kerry? He's the one still like Mike. But Chris. Yeah, it was Chris. Yeah, it was a shame, but they were nice guys. They seemed to me. Kerry, I got to know more because when he came to WWF. But when I was down at WCCW, they all seemed. I mean, I may not have got to meet the youngest of the Von Erichs, but they all seemed like young kids who were being led by their dad, and had Texas by the balls. They couldn't get arrested if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And I don't want to use the word spoiled brat, but they weren't brats. There's one particular spoiled brat in this business that I really don't care for, but they were accustomed to doing whatever they wanted to do, and they were untouchable in Texas. They seemed to be, the Von Erichs that I met, they seemed to be good people. And then when I was here and Kerry came up here, he was very good friends. Him and Warrior were good friends because Jim was down there at the time. And I say Jim because he's a friend of mine. So if he sees this, Jimbo. You know, I know you want to be called Warrior, but sorry, you're Jimbo to me. But they were close, and I was close with Jim. And Kerry was close with him. And actually, I got to meet Kerry. It was unfortunate because he was a sweetheart of a man. It's unfortunate that he had a problem, like a lot of the boys do or did. And it got the best of him. You know, I know it's commendable. Kerry had a tremendous physique, comparable to Ultimate Warriors. I mean, it was a tremendous physique, and he was working with half a leg. I don't know if a lot of people know that, or half. I don't know exactly how far down it was, or but he would work with that disability. And how do you do that? That's just amazing. You know, some people would just curl up in a corner and die.
Yeah, definitely. Did you ever see any of the behavior with Von Erichs as far as them partying? We've done interviews with a lot of guys just talk about,
No, I seen stupid stuff. Who was the one that was older that's still alive?
Kevin.
They would put this gooey stuff that kids make bubbles out of and blow it out, blow it in, blow it out, blow it in. I don't know if there's anything toxic or that. Right. I looked at it like I didn't know what the hell he was doing, but looking back on it, I go, maybe it was one way of getting high. I don't know, some kind of toxic or.
I know exactly what your stuff.
That gooey shit that the kids put on the end of a straw and blow bubbles, and he could. And he was kind of like, he was the one that worked barefooted, I think, right? He was climbing all over shit. He was like a chimpanzee in the locker room, but he was harmless, He never bothered anybody, never hurt anybody. They were, I know as far as the partying, no, I didn't see it. And I didn't even see it with Kerry, because Kerry kind of kayfabed it, you know? Kerry didn't, I remember Davey Boy tells a story. God rest Davey Boy's soul. Davey Boy tells a story where I guess he was rooming with Kerry because we all kind of ran together, which is hard for a lot of people to believe. That Jim Powers ran with British Bulldogs and Ultimate Warrior and the higher up guys, but he did. Jim Powers did. So anyway, Davey Boy tells a story that one night they were rooming together, and Davey must have had some pain medication or something in his bag, and Davey was laying in bed. I don't know if he was chilling or sleeping, and Kerry thought he was sleeping, and Kerry got on the damn floor and he's crawling on all fours to get to Davey Boy's bag. So Davey Boy gets up and goes, "What the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing?" So he caught him going into his bag, to get the pills.
Right.
Now, he wasn't taking one or two at a time. He may have been taking 10 or 20, maybe more. But I think that's unfortunately what really got him was his suicide. He got him, but that's the whole. His wife left him. His kids left him. Actually, I was called to go to Louisville. I think it was Louisville, Kentucky, or Lexington. It's one town. I get there to the town. It was a last-minute deal. I'm filling in for somebody, like a lot of times I was, and I'm filling in for Kerry Von Erich. Well, fuck, I get to the building, and there's Kerry. So I didn't say nothing, and I said, something's up here. Something doesn't seem right. So the next thing I know, one of the road agents, I don't know who the hell it was, comes over and gives him a FedEx envelope. Well, that was his fucking walking papers.
Wow.
So I worked that match, and that was, I took over, that match for him, and that was the last I saw of Kerry Von Erich until I heard, of course, the unfortunate demise of him, the suicide. And I think when someone takes a shotgun and puts it to their heart, they're hurting. They're hurting, brother.